This is pretty good. I don't know.
No. Not nearly as good as the time we talked about Hitler for like 5 minutes.
Okay, that's fair. No time will be as good as that, though.
Yeah. So yeah, Ryan, how are you? How was your week?
It's been fine enough. I've been like stupid busy with school, which is fine because school is just busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just catching up from when I was sick.
Are you not sick anymore?
Not really.
Let's go.
No, still don't feel like great, but like I don't feel like awful like I did before, which is awesome.
That's super good.
Pretty hype about it.
This is like the first episode of this podcast we recorded where you're not literally dying. It's been like every time.
It's pretty incredible. Yeah. Which I think is awesome.
Well, cool. Did you have all this newfound time and energy with which to consume or create media that you want to talk about?
Literally, no. I've been putting in like 12 to 14 hour days with school and work.
Wow.
So
that's awful.
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate that for you.
I've been doing nothing but school this week. Yeah. Which is pretty hype, not gonna lie.
Well, I watched a funny video. So last week was April Fool's, right? And there's a couple important things that came out of that. One is that I don't know what your YouTubes look like. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but you know SnapCube.
I feel like I've heard it before.
Creator
but
of fine Sonic the Hedgehog fan dubs.
Oh yeah, SnapHub or SnapCube.
Yeah,
I love them.
SnapCube.
Their stuff is very good.
So for April Fools they released the SnapCube real-time fan dub of Subspace Emissary.
Oh, I think I saw the thumbnail for that. I got recommended, but I never actually watched
and
it.
And it's really cool because it's very different from other fan dubs that they've done. You know, stuff like freaking the Shadow the Hedgehog fan dub that took them like 3 years to make and edit, and who knows? I don't know what the process looks like behind the scenes and how that gets made, but it took them friggin' ages. Yeah. Subspace Emissary has also been asked for a long time, but this was specifically like an April Fool's upload, and what that means is it's very different from the other fan dubs, and like it kind of like shows off, just like by the existence of this very, very rough fan dub, it shows like just the sheer amount of talent and skill and time and energy must go into the other fan dubs, because it's like they're improv. It's like you know how if you listen to the SnapCube real-time fan dubs and you're like, okay, cool, this is just a bunch of friends riffing and just improving, and like, yeah, sure, they're talented voice actors, but like, hey, I'm funny, I bet I could do something like this. I feel like the Subspace Emissary fan dub is basically what anyone else would make if they tried to do what this group of people does. And by that I mean it's just an awful mess. It's like it's just like at any given time there's 5 or 6 people talking over each other. Everyone is laughing and screaming. There's no like plot threads or anything. It's literally just everybody has like 1 or 2 one-liners or gimmicks that they decided on for the character that they're playing, and every single time they're on screen they just keep doing that over and over, and it's really dumb, you know. It is not a high quality fan dub. It's an awful mess, and it's very entertaining, but for an entirely different reason, just because it's just an insane sensory overload mess of people screaming, and it's remarkable. And
it's amazing. I kind of love that.
I think it's really interesting from a creative standpoint, because it's like I feel like if they had made this and uploaded this not as specifically like an April Fool's thing, it would have been disappointing because it's much lower quality. It's much lower comedic quality than the rest. It's much more just a group of friends screaming in a Discord call and peeking all the time and just making stupid memes, you know?
Right.
But
pretty much like our podcast.
Pretty much like our podcast. But I think that it's still really cool that they made it, even though it doesn't stand on the same like value level or same quality level as their other works, because it's just April Fool's. It's just letting loose. It's just having fun. It's just goofing. And I think that that's honestly something really cool and important in like a creative project, you know?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like, anytime I'm doing something and I'm not wildly entertained and having fun by what I'm doing, I immediately put it down and don't do that thing ever again.
Yeah, and I think it's also like it's also interesting because it's like I feel like this happens with a lot of stuff like this. People have these random passion project things that they make, and the ones that we know about are the ones that like they get popular, they get big, and so with a larger audience demands like a raise in quality and more effort and more time. And I feel like this is just like a return to form, just like permitting yourself creatively to make stuff for the fun of it that is lower quality and that is just fun, you know? It's just interesting. I think it's really healthy and cool.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like in any creative project, having a good time, like actually liking what you're doing, is incredibly important. Just because like if you don't have that drive to do what you're doing, then it's never going to get done. And when it does get done, you're not going to be happy that it's done. Because it just feels like it was like, well, that was a slog and it kind of sucked and it wasn't worth it.
The interesting thing about that though is I feel like, to be honest, from my experience, if you only approach art that way, you won't ever really get anything done. Has been my experience. Like
that's true too.
If I only work on music when I want to and when I'm really feeling it, then I will basically never finish anything. And so I feel like you need a balance, you know, because at a certain point it's like, okay, I have to switch from enjoying the process, which is so important, to yes, I do need to focus on the product. I need to just do some work and finish this. You know, like that happens to me all the time with music, where it's like, okay, I've been stuck on this song. I've written 2 minutes that I really like, and I don't know where it should go next. I need to just force myself to finish this, even if that means that like I'm not 100% satisfied with the whole song, because like, oh yeah, this part was really fun. This part I really just forced out, and I feel like it's kind of uninspired, and then it just ends, you know. But that means it's a finished song, period, and it can be released and it can be published and it's a finished product. So I think that you need both, you know?
Yeah, no, that's 100% a good point too. I remember we were talking about this in like episode 1, where it's like, yeah, sometimes things like sometimes you just gotta like force yourself to do the things that you don't really want to do.
Yeah.
To get something out there.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of wisdom in that.
That was the conversation where I was like, oh shoot, maybe this isn't just a talk about random cool things podcast. This is also like talk about creative process. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like,
which isn't a cool thing apparently.
What? No. Sometimes we have to force ourselves to talk about creativity instead of just memes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my point here is a little bit separate from that, which is just sometimes make something that's kind of trash, but you love it, and there's a lot, if like audiences recognize when there's passion behind something, you know? And when there's joy in something. And so I I just love the idea of like an April Fool's project where it's like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna make something kind of silly and goofy and just make it, just let loose.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think no, that's super true. That's super true. It's like when you're talking to people and you can, it's easy to tell how much they're actually like invested in the conversation or not. So it's that same kind of idea. It's like you can tell if somebody's not invested in,
or even just what I always think of is like what am I trying to say? Like if you're embarrassed, if like for me, if you're like if you've got like stage fright, if you're like embarrassed to do something, if you're afraid you're going to make a fool of yourself, you will make a fool of yourself if you are being self-aware, But if 100%. You just let loose and go hard on something embarrassing, then like suddenly it's respectable. Like,
oh yeah, no, people will love it.
Like the thing that comes to mind immediately is my wife's family is really into Eurovision, which is a European pop song contest, and and her cousin, who is very into Eurovision, was like, "Hey, we're going to like to like celebrate this watch party and stuff that they want to do." He's like, "Okay, we're gonna like make a little music video. Okay, so like everybody is gonna get like 15 or 30 seconds that we're like copying from this existing music video and just like record it on your phone camera and we'll just stitch them together." And as soon as I heard that, I was like, that sounds insanely cringy. It's going to be real. I don't want to do this. It'll be very embarrassing. Yeah. And then it's like, shoot, the only way that this will end well is I have to go really, really freaking hard. Like I have to put, I have to commit. I have to put everything into this because that's the only way that like, otherwise, like if I do that, even if I feel it's cringy and embarrassing, it won't be, because you can see when people are into things, and we just like naturally respect it, even if it's something that we don't.
Like even if they hate it, they'll be like, I respect them for going hard.
Yeah.
On that.
So I don't know. I don't know if this music video thing is actually going to happen, but I am afraid.
Yeah. You're afraid that you'll end up on some YouTube commentary channel?
No, I'm just afraid that my in-laws will be like, "Oh, wow, Jason, wow, he went hard." And I'm gonna be like, "I had to, I'm sorry."
Yeah. Oh, man, that's funny. That's one of the biggest things I've had to learn how to like get over in doing like really anything.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, just getting over that and being like, whatever, I'm just gonna do
self-consciousness, I guess, more.
Yeah, more of that. Yeah, just being like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I can't care too much about what other people think, or else, everything's gonna fall apart.
Mm-hmm. It's I feel like that's a huge inhibitor to definitely like every creative thing, but definitely more starting out, because I feel like it's kind of like a muscle, where like I don't know, because I feel like there's definitely some things like dancing in a Eurovision spoof video that I'm not confident doing that with, but with stuff with like music that I write, that's a very like sensitive personal thing that like you'll just like naturally worry will reflect on you, because it's like, okay, I made a thing, I put a lot of time into it, and if it's crap, then what does that say about me? What are people going to think of? And I feel like I've just through sheer repetition of making things and then uploading them and people listening to them, I've gotten over that, but I'm still really working on like my voice, like singing. Like, I'm still really sensitive about singing in my music. Like, and speaking of it being a muscle, I like last year I wrote a couple songs. I put out an album with a couple songs with me singing on it, and that's great. But that was a year ago, and now I already am like, I have to I'm gonna have to work to get back to being more comfortable with singing in my music, you know, because like I'm just not comfortable with that.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
And it's true. It's true of like writing too, and anything really.
Yeah, like if you remember, gosh, it was last year when I wrote that thing. I was like, hey, I'm going to turn this into this contest, and then I never did, and I kind of regret that a little bit because like, man, you know, I could have like put myself out there a little bit.
I remember you
gotten more comfortable.
You had me proofread it though, which was brave.
Yeah, and that was a big step.
Yeah,
as well. It's something that I've been trying a lot to get better at. And actually like streaming for the first time was a big step towards that because I was like, okay, I'm on camera. Here's my voice. Anybody and everybody can hear this if they want. You know, there's no going back now. And like since then, I've found that it's gotten a lot easier.
That's awesome.
To put myself out there. Like you said, it's kind of like a muscle. You know? Just it gets easier the more you do it, the more you get used to it.
So what kind of, I know that you've, I knew that you've done a bit of streaming. Have you done much of that recently?
I haven't, just because I've been so busy with school.
So you've been wrecked.
I just haven't, dude, I've been so wrecked with school. Like, stupid wrecked. I am ready for the semester to be over, but at the same time, I'm taking
is the summer going to be much better?
all over the summer.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I'm taking basically the equivalent of 12 credits spring and summer term.
Oh, my gosh, dude. So basically a running theme of this podcast, it will be we're freaking busy and we don't have any time.
Yes. One day I will have a salary and a standard 8-hour working day, and I'll be able to do fun things.
At our weekly upload rate, that'll be like episode, I don't know, 150 that we like.
Yeah, honestly.
Episode 70, it's like I played a video game for the first time in a year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I make sure to like give myself time to do that sort of thing often enough, just because I will burn myself out really fast if I don't have time to do those things.
Of course.
But any like major creative projects that would take, you know, significant time and energy to properly do, just it's a very slow process. Yeah. Very slow process.
I've been fortunate enough to have at least a little bit of time. Like I've been chipping away at this script. I say chipping away because it only feels like chipping away when I'm not really focusing on it. Because when I sit down and work on it, I can bang out, you know, a couple pages at a time. But I actually did work on a little bit of music this last week, which was big for me because it's been honestly months.
Oh yeah,
since I've touched music.
Heck yeah.
Like once I got like engaged last fall, I really didn't have the time for that. And
well, it's because you took on like a second job.
I took on a second job. I helped plan a wedding. I got married. I have a wife that I have to focus on. When you're married, at least speaking from where I'm at with about 2 months, there's not much else you want to do other than be with your wife. So,
which, you know, probably a good thing.
Yeah, but so this last week was really cool for me because I really haven't been able to get myself to work on music. I haven't felt like it. I haven't just felt that. And what did it this last week was just making some simple mashups. Like, it's something I like doing. It's really goofy and much lower effort, lower commitment than full songwriting, and you have like more instant gratification because typically what you make will sound decent almost immediately because you're using existing songs. You know, you don't have to write. It's been a fun way to ease back into music, you know, and it's been really satisfying.
You get to exercise that muscle without all the pressure.
Yeah, and I think that's applicable to other mediums too. I don't know if that's basically like fan fiction in writing, where it's just like, I'm going to take some shortcuts. Yeah. I don't have to worry about characters or setting. I literally just get to skip ahead to writing, you know, dialogue and conflict and scenes.
Just like to make a fun story.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where that stands for like narrative Minecraft something. What's your like easier version?
My easier version is there isn't really one, because I have to
Dream SMP fanfiction,
and then I have to pretty much the easier version is just streaming something, and slapping that on the internet.
Honestly, yeah, because then you can also practice like the voice you're shooting for.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. Yeah, just get more comfortable being out there and preparing myself to, you know, put a real creative project out onto the interwebs.
And if you stream, I mean, that can also help you with practicing video editing. You know, if you cut them down, do the classic like highlight reel thing.
Because like I've never edited. Well, that's not true. I've edited videos before, but I've never done anything of scale. And so I'm nervous about how this is going to turn out.
Well, what kind of stuff are you? What editing will this project require? Because like, of course, you'll be cutting video. You'll be splicing together video. You'll be cutting voiceover on top of that. I mean, will there be any other visual elements or stuff you have to worry about, or is it just how?
I guess not really. Maybe some transition stuff, but other than that, no.
Honestly, maybe like simple stream highlights would be a great way to practice and explore that kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point.
Because you could use basically all of that. I guess you don't have to worry about cutting audio and video separately, but
right. Yeah, so maybe. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll start streaming some epic Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Yeah.
And get some highlights on my quest to 100% that game.
Oh gosh.
that's my current quest.
I swear every time I open that game, which is like once every 6 months, I don't really play it.
Also, I'm going to need your help with that. Just a side note.
Yeah? Why do I? Because you need my help to 100% Bloons?
Yes, you have the game, right?
I do have the game.
Okay, cool. So, a couple of the achievements involve giving cash to your friends in a co-op game. So I'm gonna need to play a co-op game with you.
If you insist, I'll accept your charity, but only as a favor. I expect you to repay me.
Be aware, it is just it's worse than monkey money, because it's the in game. It's not even monkey money. It's the in.
Is monkey money the
tower
premium
defense
stuff?
Cash? Yes.
So it's literally just giving. So it's just in-game cash.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, to give like 1 million of it or whatever.
Oh wow, that's okay. Wait, that's a ton.
It's actually it's pretty easy. It's not that difficult. Yeah. Like, I just get some banana farms going, and like I'm already so prepared for this. I'm already so ready. Like I know exactly how I'm going to get this done.
Okay, well, yeah, just hit me up.
Will do.
Yeah, like stream highlights. like something like when I don't know what I was popping onto your YouTube channel the other day for. I don't know if you uploaded something recently. I don't remember, but I
don't think I have.
I saw your
I have.
Your freaking I don't remember. I don't remember what. I don't remember. I just remember I was looking for something, and then there was your like 3 slide mech into the breach run, or your attempts at playing with only slide mechs, and
oh, that one's so bad.
And I was like, this sounds really interesting, but I mean, it is a half hour because it was. I don't think that was edited, right?
No,
you just put it up raw?
I haven't edited anything. I just put everything out there raw.
So I just like skimmed through it, and I was like, okay, and I saw you like being like, yeah, there's no way I can't do there's no way I can stop this one damage because I can't move guys enough. I can't get over there. And yeah, like I would if I wasn't deeply inclined to be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna watch Ryan play with slide mechs for half an hour. But if that had been cut down to like 5, 10, whatever minutes, where like I 100% would watch it, you know, because I want to see what 3 slide mechs is like. I'm just a busy zoomer and I have no attention span, so I need it diluted, you know.
It's miserable. Like it's not. It is unnecessarily difficult, and for somebody of my skill level in that game, I would say impossible.
That is so funny.
Because for those of you who don't know, slide mechs can only move things.
They can't deal direct damage to enemies. They can only reposition them. And if you slide them like into each other, they'll get hurt. Or if you slide them into a wall, they'll get hurt. But it's not.
It is a bad time to only have slide mechs.
Into the Breach is a game where every move you make has to be as efficient as possible. And often, as you go on, you need to start being able to do 2 or 3 things with every single action to keep up with the enemies. And slide mechs can do like a quarter of what a normal mech can do with a single action.
They can do a thing. Like
sometimes I can't even do that because I can't even move very far because they have to be next to the
yes, thing. Exactly. Because it's like, okay, well, I gotta move this guy this way, but if I do that, I'm gonna kill 80 civilians.
The only way I can attack is by slamming this guy to a building and losing power.
Yes, power which I don't have, and if I use, I will lose. Anyways, it was a good time. I recorded that at like 5 a.m. So that's why I look like a mess.
Well, clarification, because you woke up at 5 a.m., not because you were up until 5 a.m., right?
Yes.
This is Ryan Hansen we're talking about. Goes to bed at 9.
Oh, yeah.
I tease you, but only because I wish I had the fortitude that you did. I wish I had the self-mastery. We all do.
Well, it's honestly, going to bed at 9, pretty esbic, not gonna lie. Pretty esbic.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know, you go to bed early, you wake up early, you go to bed early, you wake up early.
Every time I do go to bed early and then I wake up early, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such a morning person. I always forget. Like, this feels so good. I feel I can do anything. I've got like 3 hours until school or work or whatever. I feel amazing. But then, I just don't. My brain is convinced that if I try hard enough, I can figure out how to get by with like 5 or 6 hours of sleep. And it doesn't work. It just doesn't. I just want my cake and eat it too. I want to go to bed at midnight and I want to wake up at 6, but it just doesn't work.
I mean, it's like you can, but it's not recommended. You will have a bad time unless you're a freak of nature, which I am not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else I did this week?
go to bed.
Saw the Super Mario Brothers movie.
How was that?
So. If you are a big Mario fan, there's a lot to enjoy in it because, like, literally the thing. I feel like the best way I can explain what this film is the plot is a total contrivance to move from set piece to set piece to move from cameo to cameo. Like the whole thing is just like an hour and a half of Easter eggs and references and just packing as much of that as they possibly can in. And so,
of course,
because of that, the plot is super weak. Most of the characters are super weak, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I still really enjoyed it. I still laughed way too loud. You know, I still... It's like the overall writing of, like, the plot and stuff is, like, very weak and dumb and everything's super contrived if you think about it for more than 1 second. But when it's just like, Donkey Kong say funny thing, like, it's amazing. It's a 10 out of 10 movie.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I guess honestly, what else are you going to expect out of the Super Mario Bros.
I
movie?
think it was a really good way to do it. Like if they'd tried to be like, we're gonna give all this plot and background and character development, and they're like, I feel like that would have been disappointing because it's like, oh, you're trying to make this into something it's not. And instead, it was just like, oh, did you get that? Oh, did you get that? Hey, did you notice that? Hey, look, gamers, do you see that? Hey, look at this, gamers. Like, it's great. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
Hands down, the best character is Jack Black as Bowser.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. The whole plot with Bowser is, I'm so glad they did this. Instead of going to like, oh, Bowser's evil route, they did the, oh, Bowser's in love with Peach route. they did the
I hate it.
Which is like, I was like, oh yeah, they did it like that's like from that one Mario game. Oh, and that one Mario game. Oh, and that what? Wait a minute, like, how many Mario games are about Bowser trying to mac on Peach? It's like most of them. When Bowser is given real character, they almost always are like, no, he's not just kidnapping her because he's evil. He's like trying to marry her or like arrange a wedding or something.
He is deeply in love.
Or it has like convinced his son that she's his mom. Like,
yeah,
it's great. Yeah,
Mario is a weird universe.
It is. That was another thing. Like, that was one thought that I had watching this film, where I was just like, this whole universe is so discontinued.
It's
There's no like it just like everything feels so weird and out of place next to each other. The only reason this makes sense is because these are all Mario things.
Literally, yeah.
It's like okay, we need to fight Bowser. We need to go get the help of the Kongs. And then it's like, okay, cool, here's a monkey with a tie. And it's like, why is it a monkey with a tie? I've taken this for granted for so long. Why is it a monkey with a tie?
Yeah.
Yeah, good film. You should go see it. You should take your girlfriend. It'd be great.
If I had an amount of money, I would. But that's the other problem. Is I do not have an amount of money.
What do you mean? If you're doing work in school for 12 hours a day?
Yes.
That means you have some amount of money. You are working for pay.
Yes.
And you're streaming, and like we all know how the bits and the emotes and the Amazon Prime.
Do you really think anybody's given me anything?
And the Dogecoin, yeah.
Nobody's given me anything.
Well, you know, you just gotta do your craft. You just gotta make your art until the world notices. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's 100% what it is. Like, I just actually have to like do it more, and then I'll probably.
The way that the industry seems to go is you have to. When you are barely starting out and have an audience of 10, you need to have the consistency and ethic of someone with millions. And then you do that for 2 or 3 years. and you get insanely lucky, and then it happens.
And then it works out.
Yeah,
that's about what it is. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's no, I don't have any real hopes of actually making any kind of money.
Of course. I mean, you can't expect that. You just have to. You just have to do your own thing, and then maybe the algorithm smiles upon you, and maybe not, and that's fine.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, I'm doing it just because I think it's fun.
Of course.
Right. I'm not doing it because I want to like make it big and get massive recognition and all of that. I don't know. I think it's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a podcast where we just like to talk about totally random things that we think are cool. You want to know totally devoid of context, a random thing this week that I found that I think is really cool?
Oh, absolutely.
Penny's battle theme from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
So this isn't Penny from Stardew Valley?
No. Which one is Penny?
Okay. She's the hugely cute redhead.
She's the one who like lives in a shack and is like makes sculptures and stuff.
It's a trailer.
And she makes sculptures.
She's not into sculptures. Stuff. She's into books. No. You're thinking of Leah.
Leah, dude, I always go for Leah and Abigail.
Why? Okay, Abigail is literally like a man-child.
She's too cute.
She is not. She's acts like a high schooler, and I hate it.
I totally don't remember who Penny is. I haven't played Stardew Valley in ages.
Penny's the number one.
If my wife is listening to this, I love her 100 billion% more than any pixel woman.
I don't think that's true.
That's what? Hey. Okay, so I have to send you this because so basically I haven't played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I almost certainly never will. But
same.
Like, hot dang, dude. It's got some tracks. I just sent you in the Discord Penny's theme. I don't know who Penny is. Her freaking Colgate-looking toothpaste hair. I don't know who this is. Looks like she belongs in Fire Emblem.
What do you mean Colgate-looking toothpaste hair?
She looks like that Fire Emblem character, dude.
Oh wait, okay, yeah, it's kind of just a little bit of Colgate.
But you just need to play this for like 30 seconds. It's like some freaking hardcore EDM, and it's a bop, and it's so cool. And I love that Pokemon's got some bops, you know?
Cynthia still wins.
Cynthia will like maybe never be toppled ever by anyone. Or even approaching Cynthia is an incredible song. The song that plays like when you're in her room, the like piano solo, that thing's whoa.
Dude, that was so good.
But anyway, Penny's theme is this insane like EDM. But Penny's theme, dude, it's like and it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
No, Pokemon has some horrible games, great music.
Honestly, such bad games. So bad.
after like Generation 5, they just went down.
No, not even that. If you go back and play the old games, if you play any Pokemon game, they're not actually good. Like you have to like
come on, Heart Gold's good.
You have to make up so many rules for yourself to make Pokemon games fun to play. Like they are inherently like wrong. There is no risk. There is no difficulty in those games.
Yeah.
Inherently.
I never... playing those games growing up, I never once had to think about strategy.
No, you don't.
The one time I got stuck on a trainer battle, I was like, hey brother, can you take my Pokemon and train it to get it stronger?
You just go fight in the woods, and then you come back, and you have level 100, and you kill everything.
It's like easy peasy.
And like, frick, what was I gonna say? I don't know, just Nuzlocke it. Nuzlocke is good. But literally, it's like you have to fundamentally change through self-imposed rules how the game works, and then you can get some amount of satisfaction from it. But even then, like, I've nuzlocked so many times over the years that even nuzlocking is like just kind of just for Pokemon.
Yeah, I see some people who do like crazy long nuzlocks, and like
Pokemon is just
like it just
to
I don't know.
Toys,
after a point, it seems like it'd be kind of boring.
It's just
yeah, and it's very good at what it does.
It's very good at what it does. And sometimes the music for toothpaste people is really good. Yeah.
Are you biased against toothpaste people?
Basically, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the best Pokemon games because it has Toothpaste Girl and it has Moist Critical, and that's all you need in a Pokemon game.
I don't even know who Moist Critical is.
Moist Critical is a. I'm 100% guarantee you've seen this man's face. He's one of the biggest streamers in the world, and there is a person in Scarlet and Violet that looks like exactly like him. So this is a picture of him. And now I'm gonna look up Moist Critical in Pokemon.
Oh wait, I know Moist Critical. It's a very moist man.
And then there's freaking. This is such a funny picture. It's the same. It's the same man. It's so funny.
It's the same person.
Yeah. So basically, they're the best Pokemon games. And also, you feed your bike a sandwich and it can fly, so it's a good game.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. What's what?
I was gonna say I didn't say anything, but I definitely did say something. But I decided that it was dumb and that I wasn't gonna say it. I regretted my decisions. So, what's up with you? How are you?
I don't know, man. Pretty good. Just jamming out over here
That's good.
To Colgate music.
Yeah.
Okay, you promised.
This episode sponsored by Colgate.
Arm and Hammer.
Eat your
if you
toothpaste
want
today.
To raise the bid, you can sponsor us too.
Yes.
You promised me that you had something to talk about.
Frick, did I promise you that I had something to talk about?
Before we recorded, I was like, do you have something to talk about? And you were like, I can come up with something.
I definitely said I don't have anything to talk about. Okay, actually, maybe I did say yes. I don't remember.
Well, just tell me something. Just something cool, Ryan.
Okay, what's something cool? Let's see. I currently have blackboarded 5 maps on Bloons Tower Defense 6.
What is explained?
Pretty hyped about that. So blackboarding a map means that you've completed the track on every difficulty setting, including chimps, which is the most difficult.
Chimps is only monkeys, right? That's freaking awful.
No. So chimps is you have 1 life.
Wow.
You have 1 life. You start on round 6. Everything costs more. No monkey knowledge. No powers. No selling. No banana farms.
How do you even play the game? How do you do that?
I usually do it on my computer.
What's your strat? How the frick do you play the game at such a level?
I usually like to start with the Ninja Monkey because the Ninja Monkey is
really? I
epic.
Never used
yes, you never use the Ninja Monkey? Dude, the Ninja Monkey's so good, especially if you pop an Alchemist next to him.
Tax shooters and
missiles
serious? And yeah, I don't know the meta. I don't know the monkey meta.
Tax shooters?
Yeah, the tack dudes.
Why tax shooters?
They're so good. You put them on a 180-degree turn and they hit like all the balloons all at once. They hit all of them.
Which I mean, yeah, that's fair. But they're really trash early game in hard mode just because they can't hit enough of the balloons, so you end up losing a lot of money because you don't pop enough guys. So Ninja Monkey is usually really good for that. They released this new map for Christmas, I'm guessing, called 1-2 Tree, and I freaking hate this map. It's not fun to play. It's my least favorite map in the game, and I hate it. But I'm trying to beat it. I'm trying to blackboard it. I just beat half cash today, which was difficult. Excuse me, because half cash is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. What the frick?
Everything
Okay,
goes
so
half
it looks.
cash.
So this level looks like it's just a big old serpentine with trees everywhere. Can you not build on the trees?
Yes. No. So you have to wait for the trees to unlock, and then you can only put certain tower types on certain blocks.
What the heck?
Yeah. So it's like it's different, which is cool. That they tried something different. I don't know. I just personally I don't find it very fun to play on.
And yet you've decided to try to 100% it. I mean, so you're trying to 100% the whole game.
Well, yes, because I have to 100% the game, and it's part of the game, so I gotta I gotta do
you
this.
Have to?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
What will they do to your family if you don't?
I promise not to tell. I'm under a non-disclosure agreement. That's a joke. Nobody's promised anything.
Okay, I've played like 3 rounds of Bloons TD6.
Yeah.
Why do you play so much Bloons, dude? What's so good about Bloons, huh?
It's a fun tower defense game. It's probably the best tower defense game.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree it's the best tower defense game ever made.
Yeah, because like most tower defense games, not especially interesting or fun, but Bloons, I don't know, something about it scratches that itch for a tower defense game.
I think for me it's the way that tower progression and development works, like tower upgrading. I think that system's brilliant.
That's probably what it is, because and they've mastered it in BTD6. In my opinion, at least, I think they've done really, really top tier job.
Because like the way that you have the way that you're like specializing them down.
Yeah,
is like super clever.
Mm-hmm. And so you got 3 branches that can have a level 5 tower each, and then they've recently added Paragon towers, which is super cool, which is like uber powerful towers, and it's like.
Do you basically have to play on like endless mode to use that? Because I feel like the game would definitely end. Well, I guess it's always endless, isn't it? Because it's like you beat it and it's like, okay, cool. Do you want to keep going? Like,
yeah. So to use those, you'd probably,
because like you would never get enough money.
Yeah, you'd probably have to keep it going endlessly.
My brother watched episode 2, or that was 3. That was last week. It was episode 3, and he said you played Bloons really bad. Are you gonna take that?
Me?
Yeah.
Wait, I played. What do you mean I played Bloons? Who's freaking saying this?
I don't know. Just.
I literally beat. What map was? I beat Town Center Chimps on that episode.
You did?
What the freaking? Yes, I did. I blackboarded Town Center on that episode.
Really? That's amazing.
Yes. I was like, heck yeah! I thought I was going to be doing this the entire episode, but no, I actually beat it.
Well,
and then I'll admit, for like the last 20 minutes or so, I was just goofing off, and I went into like sandbox mode and just kind of spammed a bunch of the really big ones.
Maybe that's what he was talking about. Maybe he just saw you killing yourself in sandbox mode over and over.
Yeah, I was I was just having fun.
That is so funny. I'm proud of you for defending yourself in the face of this libel.
Well, because it is. I played good. I can't change my mind. I blackboarded Town Center, and I've been working on that for weeks because I'm bad and I haven't been able to do it. But still, anyways, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I'm freaking. I literally don't watch any Bloons related media.
Uh-huh.
I don't keep up with the metas or anything, so I just kind of do my own thing. And if he thinks I suck, well then he can suck me.
Whoa. We'll take that on post. That was
No.
Man,
I want him to hear that.
The other funny thing about my brother is he's been like, he was like, oh, so far I've been mentioned in every episode. Like, hey, let me tell you this thing so that you mention it, so that you can talk about it on the next episode. And he started talking about like freaking machine learning and crap. And I'm like,
yeah.
Nicholas, I love you. I don't mean to tease you, but yeah, you're on this episode.
Yeah, even though he doesn't deserve to be because of the libel he spews.
Because he smeared Ryan's good name.
I will sue him.
He's the one who comments on the videos. Like we have a strangely high number of views on these. Yeah. On these episodes. Speaking of, everyone listening, thank you so much. You're beautiful. You're a wonderful person. You're too kind and generous to give us your time. But he's the only one who's ever left any comments, so we shouldn't speak too harshly of him because he's like our only fan.
Okay. So I will sue him, but for less. Is that acceptable?
Oh man, I pray for your sake, whatever game you're playing right now. I love that I don't know. I think it's hysterical. Whatever game you're playing right now, I hope you're playing at your. I hope you're performing. Okay.
Oh no, I'm playing like trash. I will fully admit I'm really bad at this game.
Oh, it's. Ugh. Is it Age of War on armorgames.com?
I don't even know what that game is.
Well, then you didn't have a childhood.
Yeah. I think I did.
I feel like on this silly. We like to have fun on this podcast. On this silly little podcast.
I don't know.
I feel like I always have. I feel like I have plenty of things to talk about that are random things, but random media and such. But what I don't really have much to talk about is video games, because all I've been playing lately is Factorio, and that's not a very like. Oh yeah, let me talk about Factorio on our podcast about. Oh, I don't know.
Are you kidding? That's such a good one.
It's incredible. It's the best game ever made by man. But like, how do I just be like, oh yeah, well today this week I was running low on copper, so I made a copper outpost, and I'm bringing in some more copper. So I can make more circuits.
Yes, that's what I want you to talk about.
You know, it's a video game that I wish I could talk about because I'm so excited to play it just so I could talk about it. I haven't even played it yet, and I already want to write a video essay about it. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
What?
Have you heard of The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog?
No, should I have?
So, this is a real game made by Sega, made by Sonic Team.
What?
It has a Steam page. It is called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. And it is a visual novel that's free and is about Sonic the Hedgehog's murder.
What?
It's about I've only played it for
insane.
I only played it for like 5 minutes. I just booted it up. It's a visual novel where it's Amy Rose's birthday, and so they're celebrating on this train that hosts like a murder mystery party. And I guess Sonic was murdered. I don't actually know. I haven't played it, but I really want to play it. It's real.
Do too.
I heard the other day that it's like it's become like the highest rated Sonic game of all time. Like evidently it's like actually pretty good. It was like it was like Sega's freaking April Fool's joke, you know, like they put out a visual novel. But like it's really freaking well made. Like it's very high quality. It has all the quality you'd expect from something made by straight up Sonic Team. It's just it's bizarre.
I don't know if that's a lot of quality that I would expect.
You know, you're right, actually. It's not a high bar.
Like you say not a high bar like to it's clear. Significant, but yeah.
But anyway, maybe in the coming weeks I'll play it and I'll be able to tell you all about who killed Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, who did kill Sonic?
I don't know. Can't spoil it. I only have 6 recorded minutes of playtime on on Steam.
Have you been religiously avoiding spoilers online?
Of course.
Who killed Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
This is as big as Infinity War, basically. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan, say your famous one-liner catchphrase to close the podcast.
See you next time.